Hey guys, so what we're going to do today is we're going to plug in the beats to the Solar. Now the reason why that's a little bit more complicated than normal is because the Solar doesn't have MIDI, okay? The Blast Beats does have MIDI, but it has sync out also though, and the sync out is the way that we're going to get them to talk together. Now before we do that, I want to program a little beat here. I'm not going to use any of the synth part here. I'm only going to stick to the first kind of drum sounds here, okay? And then what I'll do is start to find some sounds that I like. So for me to get this going, I'm going to clear everything so that I start from a blank pattern, okay? Then what I'm going to do is start programming the different sounds. I'll get a kick, some kind of snare, some kind of tom, some kind of closed hat, some kind of more open hat, and a little cymbal. The sounds are kind of simple for now, but I'll explain why that's not a big problem. Let's run that, and then what you'll see is it's running very fast right now, okay? So let's set the tempo. So what I'm gonna do is go tempo, hold, and then I'll do 110, and I'll set it 110. Now when it's running at 110 beats per minute. Let's get the kick program. So programming the kick first, snare, maybe tom, close hats, little cymbal, and maybe an open hat here and there. Now, it can sound very simple, but when you have it on the kit in pattern mode, everything that I programmed will basically be in the same program space, but it'll have a different sound if I go through any of these top buttons here, okay? So basically if I run it, you can hear it's different. Let's keep it like that, okay? It's kind of funky. So now we got a beat going. How do we connect this to this, okay? It's not that complicated, but I want to walk you through it so if you guys are confused at home, you know how to do it. So first thing, you need to get the sync out from the Blast Beats into the clock of the Solar. Now, before I do that, can you guys see how the internal clock of the Solar is running? If I slow it down, you can see that it's going slower, or if I speed it up, you can see it's flying fast. The second I put this into the clock here, it's not going to do anything yet, okay? I need to get the gate back from the clock and set it into the clock here. And now what you'll see is if I press run here, it'll sync, okay? And that's why it also stopped. Now, if I want to get some note information out of here, I can take, again, the CV and plug it into the 1 volt per octave of the first oscillator, and I can take the gate and plug it into the gate. So I can still play the keyboard, but what's happening is now this oscillator will be running from the sequencer that is being clocked from the Blast Beats. And then I can tune these however I want to. I can skip a step or whatever, but it's going to stay in sync. Now, it's easy to get into some very atonal land here. So one of the things that if you want to kind of have some kind of melodic sense, you might want to tune to a note. So if I pick this as my root, I can tune the sequencer to main root note. Now, if this is bothering me that I'm hearing this, but I still want to get the signal to here, what I can do is I can just simply solo a part that I'm not using. It's still running, but it's not going to be playing the drums now. This can basically be an external clock. Now, what I want to do is start to programming some kind of melodic part here. And so after fiddling around with that for a little bit, I come up with something that I like, and basically this is this. So I can then obviously unsolo the part that I had soloed before, get back into the kit mode, run. So you can see that it's not the world's best beat, and it's not the world's best sequence. The reason why I wanted to do this video is that if you're getting into a position where you're starting to get gear that's CV gear, but you have also MIDI devices that can send CV stuff, you might want to start to figure out how to do this, because it opens up a whole other land of things that is outside the classic MIDI and kind of USB sync kind of style. So that's the idea. It's a simple, it's not a tutorial, it's like a walkthrough in a way. And yeah, I wanted to give this to you guys. I got a lot of responses off the last Blast Beats video. I think people are kind of curious about it. I don't think it's very seen. Not many people really have this. And it's a curious instrument because it's very particular. It doesn't fit in everything, but if you get it to work, it's kind of very cool. I go into more depth on the Solar in some other videos, so if you're curious about that, definitely go look into that. And then basically, the Blast Beats is kind of like a new thing that I'm discovering, so I plan on bringing you more of these videos. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'm looking forward to the next one, so see you soon.